participated in the faculty development day? Anyone? Faculty faculty research day. Before? No? I think that this is a good chance. So if you are interested, also ASE conference, I think I forwarded a call for participation, right?
Yeah.
So due date is the December, I think the first week of December. You can submit the abstract. So School of Engineering will support, in case accepted, the support transportation as well as the accommodation. I do not know how the School of Engineering, the support the accommodation, probably Airbnb, then share the big house or whatever. But there's a good chance, opportunity for you guys to join such a technical event. So it will be held in the Buffalo, University of Buffalo. It's nearby Niagara Falls, so it's a good chance. It's next year, the April, I think, but you need to submit the abstract and get the approval. So please make the really nice title and abstract. Okay. Then if you are the submit, then I will give the extra point. Okay. I don't think that I can get the result of your submission by the due date of the reporting your grade. But at least if you submit the either poster or the paper, the abstract, then if you send the copy, the screenshot of participation or such a email, or then I will give that definitely extra point. But it's for your practice. Why don't you try? So don't think about such a way. So I don't think the paper or the poster, so it's not good enough for such a presentation. Don't think about such a way. It's their job. They will decide whether you guys are. So every semester, 1 or 2 teams actually participate in the conference from the NoSQL database class or the data mining class that I'm going to offer the next semester. So they actually go to the conference and present. So it's a good opportunity for you guys. Okay. Any questions? Anyone? Is it okay to the December 12, Wednesday, 12 to 2 p.m. the workshop, 2 hours workshop? Any conflict schedule, you guys? So during the final exam week? You don't know yet? So tentatively, so it's a Wednesday 12 to 2. So let me know that if you have any serious conflict schedule, then we will adjust the time. Okay? Or the other day of the week. The Thursday or the Friday is too late. So either Wednesday or the Thursday afternoon. Okay, so that's for the project. Any other questions? Please, I strongly encourage you guys to participate in the ASE conference. And anyone who are graduating or the member of your team, then at least one of you guys are available, so then you can. Also, another opportunity is during the faculty research day. Okay, it will be announced soon, so you can also try the same research work for the faculty research day. The poster session only. That is the poster session only. Okay. Then I think pretty much that's the. For the exam, I'm going to email out the list of topics that you can study by the end of this week. Let me show you the one example of the topics that currently doing. Actually, the last weekend I attended a conference which is called the COSIA. It's a Korean Computer Scientist and Engineer Association in America, which means so we have the annual event the Korean American computer science professor or the researcher. So we had 350 members, then usually 100 something the members come together. So all of them are PhD. So that means, and 2/3 of them are professor in the United States, and the others are the researcher in the IBM or the other research group. So which means we in this symposium, I'd like to show the very interesting. This is a program. So if you see the program, it's like we have roughly the 20 to 24 the regular presentation, regular talk, and plus 20 the lightning talk, very short talk that we have done. Actually, I learned the lightning talk from here, and around 40 the presentation. This year, you can see the title. Let's see the private learning, the neural network, machine learning algorithm, big data and deep learning. And even the panel, this is a security, but from even the security, the data scientists, the teams, and something program analysis, machine learning. And this is a panel discussion. So from the Stanford University, and she is the vice president of the Samsung, and also the professor at the USC. You can see the all AI or machine learning related. And even lightning talk, and I think 80% are related to machine learning. And any topic, healthcare is also the machine learning. And then even sponsor, from the Kakao is like the WeChat in Korea. So they actually sponsor is all related to the AI. Then the next is also the Sungim is one of the most popular AI researcher as well as a professor. So he works for the Naver. Naver is also the Korean, the WeChat or the Messenger or the Facebook like that. He is the vice president, and it's all related to what? AI. So because they are the current very active researcher and the professor. So I have been attending the symposium. I was the president a couple of years of this group, and it's kind of to show the current trend of computer science. So 10 years ago, it's mostly what? 10 years ago, network, okay, internet, something little bit security. Then 4 or 5 years ago, when we get together and present, the 60–70% of them are related to big data. Then the last 2 years, so last year is around two-thirds, but this year almost 100% are related to the AI, machine learning, and the analytics. I'm the only one who present the education. So I'm interested in the computer science education for high school students, K through 12. So I present that one. Another, actually, from the Naver. Naver is like the WeChat in Korea. The vice president, he present about how to educate the deep learning for the non-computer science student. So what he suggests is kind of very interesting. So for the non-computer science student, so if there is a 1 hour lecture, only lecture is less than always 10 minutes. It gives only the idea. Then give the problem definition a little bit. Then the student will decide the concrete, the finalize the problem. Then the finding solution is totally the student need to do that. Then the output is really incredible. The student will find some of the solution even better. Okay, they show some of the example, but at least the participant, non-computer science student, have the programming, the language experience, but not taking the computer organization or data structure like a little bit Python or a little bit Java, but they it's incredibly to find. So it's kind of the different strategy or pedagogical approach. But anyway, but my point is, you can see the current trend. It's, I think, that reflect the next decade. So for example, right now, the area, computer science area that most job provide is actually cybersecurity, which was the main topic several years ago. Cybersecurity and big data. So big data is still hot. And the cybersecurity, because the government invested a lot of money, so there are a lot of positions for the cybersecurity. Then it will be the AI in at least the next decade. So this kind of topic shows what will be the future of computer science. Then, do I need the NoSQL database or relational database for that? What do you think? They do not actually talk about a lot of back end. So one of the reasons why AI is right now the hot and the jackpot is from one is definitely yes, the computing power. So because we had the neural network, so even 20 years ago, 30 years ago, it's been a while. So believe it or not, the UB, computer science department, had a very famous professor who studied and proposed the neural network. He authored a comparable textbook regarding to the neural network. So his name is Professor Lau. So he retired, but that is 2-3 decades ago. So 1990 and early 2000, it was the neural network. Even when I took the machine learning class, my professor said you don't have to use the neural network because it's slow and you don't know what's going on in the algorithm. Algorithm should be clear. You know, still the deep learning, inside the hidden layer is a black box. We don't know how it can be trained. But most of the time when we see the algorithm, it should be transparent. We need to see how the value is changing and what is the meaning of this line and if then and so on. But so neural networks, but that is called the kind of winter of AI. So AI is really the 40 years ago, the AI was proposed and stayed the first time. But after that, people believe probably AI will be the destination of the technology, but they didn't believe. So during the 2000, it was called the AI winter. So even including me. So when I was a PhD student, I joined my old university 2002 and took several AI and machine learning classes. And professor said, don't use the neural network. Instead, support the vector machine SVM is much better. So in my case, I use the K-means algorithm to apply the data mining technique for the video data. So that's most of at the time the use. And data mining machine learning was not very hot topic because of such a less computer power. Computer cannot progress. But one of the reason is the computing power. Another reason, at the same time, what happened in the industry? After dot-com bubble, I'm not sure whether that is really bubble. Anyway, a lot of the dot-com, the internet-based company, coming out, then it's founded, and their business, some of them are very nice, the others are not, but still it's going up, so we have more and more data. That make something changing in like the Google file system eventually Hadoop distributed file system. Then we need to manage such a big data, that is the NoSQL database. So big data is another reason to provide something. So it's data-driven learning algorithm. Think about the other algorithm, like the Socratic vector machine, K-means algorithm. It's the algorithm itself. Okay, data is for just the testing the training. We can test such an algorithm. Algorithm from without data, the people, the genius guy can think about this algorithm running the Bayesian approach or the classification, using support vector machine to find or even linear regression. So algorithm itself, we can design the algorithm. We expect the output. So we can tuning the parameters, something like that. Then we can get the expected result. Okay? Kind of deterministic approach. But data-driven the algorithm is data can actually try to make the algorithm is running. So data-driven the algorithm. How? Because we have the big data. Okay? We can learn from the data. So that is another reason why right now the AI and the machine learning is really important. Then here we are not sure how to manage such a from the data. Okay, the data set itself is really huge. So sometimes for example convolutional neural network CNN. The proper running, the reasonable size of the training for the CNN, we need to at least 30 to 40,000 the images, even for the one model, one problem. So at least it is suggested. So then but for the really the multi-class the problem or complicated problem, we need more and more data. So how can we manage such a data? Also, once we have the trained data, which is the model, then eventually think about the people or the human brain. So we keep even though we have trained, our knowledge is something not based on the training. We learn something, but we keep the knowledge. Then sometimes we apply our knowledge to others. So we keep somewhere in our brain, we keep such a knowledge. Then what about the storage? Can we keep the model? Can we keep such a knowledge on our database? So that will be the kind of futures. We still need such a storage as a backend of the system. Even though we have the machine learning, that is algorithm part, that is the model. Then what about the managing and something? So we need such a NoSQL database, and we need something, the file system. So I think still a lot of demand on the big data and NoSQL database. But still the relational database we cannot give up for the online transaction processing. So it will be next few decades going on together with such AI application. So do not ignore I don't think not all you guys will use the RNN or the CNN or the LSTM, something like that. Instead, some of you guys are working on the front-end part, like the implementation of your application. The others are working on something, how to manage such a data, and so on. So that will be the purpose of the NoSQL database. Okay? And also, to find a job, I asked many of the such a president or vice president of the company. They are nowadays looking for they are saying data scientist. I believe data scientist means you need to have the variety of the knowledge in computer system. Okay, it's not specific the skill. Okay, if you nowadays see the required skill of the job position, it's really everything. That doesn't mean you need to have all the experience, but insight to deal. They do not pick up you guys because you know only the Python. Okay, then assign you guys to the Python. Instead, it can be the overall the experience, overall insight. Okay, then you may work for something special, sometimes in general. I think so. Try to get used to more experience of not only just a specific skill only. It doesn't make sense to learn each and every programming language. But if you have something concept of data structure or computer organization and algorithm, so I don't think it's a big deal or the big problem to catch up any type of object-oriented program language. if you know really the Java or the C++ in terms of object-oriented concept, to learn the other Python object. Nowadays, even the object, such OOP, is simpler. So you can implement the OOP using Python, but can you see the Java or the C++ style, the class, and so on? No, it just looks like the function. It looks like the conventional function, but behind they are using object-oriented concept to instantiate in the memory, because the main part of the object-oriented concept is actually how to use the memory structure. That is the main part. But the front-end part, the people focus only on the class, how to design the class, but behind it uses the memory. So that's the example. So to get the insight of the overall computer, that is the kind of, I think, the role, the model of the data scientist and so on. But at least you should know the Python nowadays, for the backend part, the popular NoSQL database, including MongoDB and so on, the HBase, not very specific, but you probably learn from your project. So that the kind of experience is pretty much enough to show. So you have the experience about such a backend part. Then for the algorithm, such a the most nowadays frequent asked question is, do I need to learn what the experience for the convolutional neural net or the RNN? Not many, okay, but you should understand the very basic fundamental of such a deep learning and the machine learning and AI. Okay, and there are several things you need to understand. So, like for the starting from the statistic is a foundation, the very basic foundation of such the deep learning. So, and the linear algebra. So you better know such a basic stuff instead of I have experience to learn the PyTorch or the SciPy and or such existing the library. Everybody can do that, but behind you need to know how to use the linear algebra and such a statistic in your such an application. That's my suggestion. And then what time is it? Pretty much time. Any question? Oh, before I conclude, if you are interested in the big data and data analytics, the concentration. The concentration is not changing your degree. Your degree is the MSCS or MSc, right? Any other? The PhD, except the PhD. There is the MS or MSc. Then the concentration will be reflected on your transcript. So this student have focused on the big data and data analytics. So to get such a concentration, the CPSC 551, the Advanced Database Design, CPSC the 552 is the data mining, which will be offered the spring, the 19th, and the CPSC the 651 big data, and the CPSC the 652 this one, the NoSQL database. So if you take all for this class, so you have the chance to, not chance, you can, it's up to you. So if you want, you can submit the change of the degree form, then it will be shown your transcript. So this will be offered in the fall 19, and the NoSQL may be together the fall semester, but I'm not sure. But definitely big data will be offered. The 551 will be offered the fall the spring. These two spring 19, and these two may be the fall 19, something like that. Any questions? So if you are interested, email me. I'm not sure whether did I send the form to you guys before? No? So I'm going to send out for all of you. If you are interested, you can just fill out and send to me. Okay. For yours, you sent, right? Unfortunately, I lost your application. I'm very sorry. So I just realized that I kept in my bag, but I tried to find. Sometimes, please send it again to me. I'm very sorry. Then the other student, it will take 1 or 2 weeks to be reflected on your transcript. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, we will have the 10-minute break. Then the Maria will continue the missing the exercise lab regarding to the MongoDB and the Cassandra as well as the Spanner. Okay, so if you already create the GCP account with provide the coupon code, so you can use it. Otherwise, anyone who needs the coupon code right now. Okay, so everybody has it. So please be ready. Okay, so we will start from the 7:50.